Welcome to Video Game Design Part 8. In Part 8, I'm going to show you how to create a projectile, and your character is going to be able to run around the screen and fire different objects should he or she wish to. So the very first thing you're going to want to do, and we've done this several times already, is you're going to want to find an image that you're going to use as your projectile. Right now for this tutorial I'm going to use the Pikachu, so just go ahead, put in an image, doesn't have to be Pikachu, and go ahead and name it Pick Projectile. Ignore the other images also, those are for later, if we get to them. So with the image in place and with it named Pick Projectiles, we obviously need to take that image and convert it into graphics. Whoops. So let's convert an image to bitmap graphics, and this is going to be our projectile. We need to initialize some variables that can control it. The very first is going to be the one that converts it into a bitmap. So let's call it BMP projectile. As new bitmap and pick projectile. So it grabs it from the previous screen. After we grab it from the previous screen, we need a few things to keep track of. First, what shot we're on. So, and I apologize, I'm a little bit tired. We're going to initialize intclip1 as an integer equal to 0. This one's going to keep track of how many times we fired, so that if we fire 10 bullets, this is going to be equal to 10. So we can like control how many bullets are in like a cartridge or something. We also need int tracker as an integer, and let's set that equal to 0. What int tracker is going to do is it's going to be used to like track the bullet across the screen, because once we fire the shot, we don't want to have any influence over it. So we need to make sure we have a variable that can like keep track of where the bullet's supposed to be, so every time the screen refreshes itself, we have it being tracked independently. So this keeps track of projectile locations. And finally, we need a array of sorts. So we're going to call this projectile tracker, and this is a more advanced thing than int tracker. And so int projectile tracker is going to be, I don't think we've talked about this yet. Yeah. So we have two-dimensional arrays, just like int map, the x coordinate and the y coordinate. But we're going to create a three-dimensional array. So you create it just like you would a 2, except now you have 3 slots in it as an integer. Oops. Okay, and let me explain what this does. This is going to, int projectile tracker is going to, for the x here, this is going to keep track of the bullet's x position. And you might be like, wait, you told me int tracker was keeping track of the position of the bullet. It is, but like we're going to, in the program, like replace this number with like int tracker. And int tracker is going to be like keeping track of things. But for now, we just want to specify how many like projectiles can be launched. So we're setting all of these to 50, which means if I fired more than 50 in my program and I didn't set up the right conditions, it would crash the program. But this is going to keep track of it in the x direction. This is going to keep track of it in the y direction. And this is going to tell me which direction I'm currently running in, because the bullet's going to move based on which direction I'm running in. So since we have like, if we press W, it's equal to 1, S, it's equal to 2, A, it's equal to 3, D, it's equal to 4, then in our code, we're going to have this be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for each of those values.